Bring it back.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another video on Car Mechanic Simulator. Today we have got an extremely rusty shell of a Peugeot 205 T16. Obviously the famous rally car did very well in Group B. So I've made a bit of a start already. I've done basically most of the suspension components. Again, I should say before we get into this too much that this is modded content, not sort of core game content. Oops, I've missed a side there. And as a result of that, you know, things aren't always perfect, but the modder's done a pretty good job of getting this car as close as he can with what he has available in the game. So he's got things like the whole rear, which I've got off at the moment, which we can repair and put back on when we get round to it. The whole rear part of the sort of clam is all separate, and it's got sort of a tubular space frame sort of bodywork to keep the weight down. So they built around 200 of these cars for homogenisation purposes. I would go to assume that this is one of these sort of with around 200 horsepower, four-wheel drive, mid-engined, which the engine is based here, where the seats normally are. So first things first is to, oops, have a little bit of lag, is to get the engine sorted. So I believe it's, I don't normally know that much about the Peugeot rallying team, so I did have a bit of a look. It should be a 1.8 turbo 4-cylinder engine, which it is. This is never going to be a perfect model because you know, the modder's only got the core game engines to work with. You can't actually build the entire engine and model it entirely from scratch. So it's not going to be a perfect representation, but it just gives a rough idea of what we've got available. So first things first, let's take the camshafts out. So obviously in reality it should be 16 valve. I'm not sure how many there are here. And that's the T16 part of the the T16 part of the name. So let's take these off, and then we'll have to take the timing belt off to take off the camshaft bearings on the end. Let's have a quick look down here. So take off, so these are one of the auxiliary belts. For the alternator it should be power steering pump and crankshaft pulley. Then we should be able to get to the timing cover, which we can. We'll just whip that off. Oh, the belt tensioner first. Should then allow me to take that off. And the various idle rollers can all come out. Water pump. And then I can take the cam gear off. Why will that still not let me take that out? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, apologies. On the other side, it's got an alternative timing chain. I wonder if that's genuinely had that in the real car. If you do know, let me know in the comments below. That's something I've not really encountered before. Okay, so with those two out, and if I can click on the right thing, I should be able to take both of them off. So take the throttle body off the body, so we can take the intake manifold off. Get this unscrewed, because there's a bit more room. The various sort of fuel injectors. And I've got the exhaust manifold on the other side, and there's the port with the turbo. Get the turbo off. And for those of you who don't know, the rally going sort of Group B version of these cars produced an insane amount of horsepower, something like 500 horsepower from this little 1.8 turbo. And truly awesome cars. Hugely dangerous, which is why it was Group B ended up getting banned pretty much not long, only a couple of years after it was introduced, since it was just sort of such a rate of deaths. Because these cars just went so fast and were just so uncontrollable. Yeah, people just couldn't you know, keep it on the track. So we flip the engine off over. So we'll take the rod caps off and get all the pistons out. and I've took the clutch and the flywheel off, so that should then allow us to take the crankshaft out. So we'll get the 4 cylinders out, 4 pistons rather, and take off the retaining bolts for the crankshaft, which should then come out like so. Just a move come out. Okay, so with that out, that should then come out, and then the block should be done. Okay, that's it. So we've completely disassembled the engine. So let's do the boring bit and head over to the repair bench. We still haven't got a repair all button yet, so we have to unfortunately spam through all this. Made worse by the fact that I actually forgot to empty my inventory, so I've also got a bit of a collection of crap in here as well, which we don't really need. Nothing to do here, just to spam through it, I'm afraid. Clicking as fast as my finger will allow. Okay, so that is everything repaired. So let's head back to the bench and see what got repaired and what didn't. No, what am I doing? I want to Parkland. So let's put the block back in, brand new, awesome. Turbo repaired. We'll start from sort of in reverse order then. We'll put the crankshaft back in. I'm going to have to buy pistons, because pistons for whatever reason in this game just do not repair. So let's get into the shop, taking a little bit of time to load. Probably because I'm recording as well, so it's putting extra strain on the laptop. Piston with Conrod, 4 of them. 4 of them. So let's drop these pistons back in. And then we can tie them in with the rod caps, which I think do normally repair, hopefully. So rod caps, 3 of them repaired. That's unhelpful, isn't it? So let's put these back in. Right, it's going to be one of these episodes where we're going to have a lot of shop visits. I can just feel it now. There's no real way around it, because I can never remember what I need before I disassemble the engines, and I always end up breaking lots of parts on the repair bench, so I never quite know what's going to not work either. So we've got all the pistons back in and connected with the rod caps, and we've just secured the camshaft back in. So we'll stick the oil pan back on the bottom. I'll get an oil filter, because that seems like a good idea. While we're here, we'll also get 4 spark plugs. And a handful of because these are only cheap parts, so we can just have a handful of them, since we always need some of them. So let's screw back on a brand new oil filter. Then let's turn the engine back so it's facing upright, and have a look at all sort of the timing parts we've got on here which need doing. So the water pump has repaired, so screw that back in, and so has the alternator. And the power steering pump. Did it have a power steering pump? That I'm not sure. If you do know whether the car should have had a power steering pump or not, do let me know. So we come back up to the top. So let's get the engine head gut back on. And then we can put our 4 brand new spark plugs back in. Like so. And now with that on, we can properly access all the sort of timing components on the side. Oh well, once I drop the cams in, I can then probably access the timing components. So cam gear. I want that one. And now I'm going to also have to get the timing belt, because I don't know which one that is though off the top of my head. So servo number A. So we'll get that. I'm also going to guess that there's probably going to be a serpentine belt B. We'll have that as well. just in case it turns out that we need that one as well. So, oops, if I can click, let's get that belt dropped on. Belt tensioner didn't repair, for God's sake. So, belt tensioner. Sorry about this, guys, I should be more prepared. It's been a very hectic week. I've been away with work in the Netherlands for the past sort of 5 days, which I had sort of a number of pre-prepared videos for. I'm then back in the UK for a day before I'm then on holiday to Slovenia till Sunday. So I'm currently in a hotel room. I can't type and think. Currently in a hotel room, and so this is why I'm doing the video now. So yes, it's not a very easy way of doing it, which is why then coming forwards when this video is released, it will probably be the only one till Monday, because I'm just not going to have any time, since I'm not going to be in the country to record anymore. I've also got a nice little bit of a cough going on. But once we're back onto Monday, I will resume the daily videos, honestly. It's just been such a busy period, I just haven't really got round to it. Cam gear A. So, let's get this put back on. Gear A, drop that in. So I need a fuel filter. Fuel filter. Let's get that. I'm also going to need a flywheel and the 3 clutch parts: the pressure plate, the release bearing, and electrical clutch. And probably a timing chain like that as well. So let's reassemble this little timing chain on the other side. Cam gear B. Jesus Christ, there's so many things. Cam gear A. Oh, B. For a small little engine, it's got a lot of complicated little parts on it, which is sort of throwing me off. So let's get this screwed back in. Fuel filter dropped on, flywheel, clutch plate, pressure plate, and then the release bearing. And the release bearing, like so. The exhaust manifold didn't repair. Oh wow. Which one was it? I'll tell you what. Buy them all. Every one of them. I've got enough money that I don't really mind. So let's get this bolted in to connect the turbo back up. And we'll swing around the other side. We've got the throttle body from a V6, technically. Oh, I forgot to put in the little fuel rails underneath. The fuel injection is a pretty critical part of the engine, otherwise it's not going to really be going anywhere. So, and then we've got all the camshaft caps, and none of which have repaired. Why are you not working for me, Cam? I forget how many it was, we'll just get 10, that should be enough. If you've managed to stick with me this far through this sort of hellish engine rebuild, then thank you for sticking with it. I know it's been a bit of a nightmare. So let's get these camshafts coiled back in, and we can get the engine back in the car, and then we can start to rebuild the bodywork, get the clam back on the rear, and get it to the paint shop. Then we can take it for a quick spin out on the track. One more. Okay, so we can put the engine head back on, get that bolted in, like so. Oh dear. click. Ignition coil, want 4 of them. Expensive. So let's drop these in, and then it should hopefully be about everything on this engine. It should be about ready to drop back into the car. Have I missed anything? Probably. Can I sort what it is? No, I can't. So let's take the engine off the stand. Use the engine crane to install it nice and new back into the car. In the rear, obviously, since it's a rear mid. The mid technically, since it's where the back seats used to be, and it's in front of the rear wheels. So it's a mid-engine car, not a rear-engine car. So, what else have we got to mount? There should be a battery around here somewhere. Yes, it is. Pop that in, and then let's. Will you let me mount the starter motor first? No, no. So let's jack the car up and put the gearbox back in. You'll see a few of the faults on the underneath of the car are things like it hasn't got the proper sort of drive chain, because obviously it's a 4-wheel drive car, and that's not sort of been put in properly. But you know, there we go. It's something that the modder hasn't been able to do or hasn't got access to for the parts, but nothing you can do. So I'm just going to quickly rebuild this rear brake assembly. I did intend to do this before I started the video, but I guess I just wasn't paying attention. And so I have missed this one. Apologies, but it shouldn't take me long just to build this up. Put the pads back on. It's got the rear drive shaft at the back of the car, but it hasn't got sort of a forward drive chain. But I suspect given in the core game there is no cars that are a mid-engine 4-wheel drive, so there just hasn't been modelled in the game a suitable a suitable component to use. If you are still watching this video and you enjoy it, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe. It really helps the channel out. I put a lot of time into these videos, the editing and everything takes quite a lot of time, and every time I get a subscriber it really does sort of make my day. And it sounds sad, and it probably is, but yes, so if you're watching it, please subscribe. I'll be doing lots more car mechanic content, as well as some other different games as well. So we're just dropping the wheels back on, a little early probably, but once we get these wheels on, we'll then drop the car back down, connect the starter motor into the gearbox, because you have to do that from the engine bay, and then I also just thought I might be able to drop the exhaust in, which I can, well remembered. Drop this down, we'll put the starter motor in, and then we need to look to the bodywork basically. It's a bit tight, this car, so it makes it a little bit hard to see some of the components. Just the starter motor, nothing much to that. So, bodywork wise, so I've got fresh panels ready to put on. I got prepared earlier, so it's just a case of dropping them all in. Obviously the main one is the rear trunk. Don't worry, we are going to go to a paint shop, so it's not going to look like this, but you can already see it's starting to look like a proper 205 now. On a Moldovan number plate. Well, strange. So, oops, I did not mean to take that window out. Just drop that window back in. Then we just want to put into the interior. Front doors, like so. The mirror. The glass. Front window. Hood or bonnet in the UK. Then what else have we got? We can close that. So we've got the two front headlights and the front bumper. Then if the stupid engine crane wasn't in the way, can you get lost? We can put the left door back on. Left side mirror and the window. Awesome. So that should be and that everything ready. Let's just have a quick look inside. Oh, I can't open the door because things are in the way. But there we go, it's looking good. So now let's whip this car into the paint shop and see what colours we can make it. Oh no, I've missed something. Let's get the welder first and sort out this catastrophic rust problem. Head back over here, get the welder. A nice £1,000 to fix all the rust on the car. If only it was so cheap in reality. That would be lovely. So let's get it over to the paint shop. And then let's head over down here and see what we can do in terms of colour. So, paint car. I'm not sure if there's any liveries available. There are. Oh wow. Now if that doesn't look good, I very much like that. And now we can pretend it's a 500 horsepower one rather than just one of the homogenisation ones. So yes, I think that is definitely the one we want. So let's paint this on that colour. Well, I'm very pleased with the outcome of that. That has panned out exactly as I would like it. So the K3 Rambo on the door here. This is the name of the modder. It's a nice little subtle. I like that. Very cool. If you do watch this K3, well done on the mod. It is awesome. So let's move the car to the garage entrance. Since I always forget something, oil like that. So pop over here and put some oil in the car. And here's where we find out if I've forgotten to put anything in the car critical, which I normally do. So let's try and take it to the racetrack. Okay, so this might take a little bit of time to load because I'm recording. It makes and I'm having to use a laptop since I'm in a hotel. It makes the loading process a little bit slower, but hopefully not too bad. Oh, there we go, we're in already. So this is a very nice little car. Straight off at the line. Ooh, it's a little bit it's fairly quick off the mark, as you would expect from a rally car. Well guys, into the grass already. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a little bit of a different sort of rebuild than normal, but it's quite a cool little car, and I think probably one of the more accurate models that we've seen from modders. Certainly nice to see sort of some of the smaller engine stuff. Certainly something a bit interesting, and with the rally livery, that makes it very cool. So if you have enjoyed this video, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks guys, see you later.